Welcome back, my dear friends. Let's begin with question number 6. So, the question number 6 says the simple interest on a sum of money for 2 years at 4% is 450. So, they have given to us simple interest. Question number 6. Simple interest is rupees 450. Time period 2 years. Rate of interest 5%. Principal not known. Since all the relevant information is available, simple interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at 4% is 450. 4% for 2 years. So can we find? Yes sir. P into T into R upon 100. 450 equals to P time 2 rate 4 upon 100. So basically 450 into 100 upon 2 into 4 will be equal to P. Can we find? Of course sir. How? 4 ones are 25 are 1s are 225. So you get your principal amount, that is 225 multiplied by 25. So that's going to be 2250, 2250, 2250 and 1125. That will be 12 to 1, 6, 5, 6 to 5. So what is asked in the question? They are asking us the simple interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at 4% is 450. Find the compound interest on the same sum. We got the sum. We have to find the compound interest at the same rate for 2 years. What is the formula for compound interest? CI equals to P 1 plus R upon 100, the whole thing raised to n minus 1. So let us substitute the values. CI equals to P 5625 1 plus R 4 upon 100, the whole thing raised to 2 minus 1. 5625. This would be 1 plus 1s are 25s are, the whole thing raised to 2 minus 1. That gives me 5625 2526 upon 25, the whole square minus 1. That would be 5625 676 upon 625 minus 1. 5625. Take the LCM. 676 minus 625 upon 625. So 5625 multiplied by 676 minus 625, that's 49. 51 upon 625. This seems to be possible in 25 table. 25 is up. And 5625 was a multiple of 25. 225. 1s are 9s are. So we get 9 and 45. $459. My dear friend, what is asked? They are asking us find the compound interest on the same sum and at the same rate for 2 years. Simple interest given, time given, rate given, principal not known. We applied the formula of simple interest and we found out what is the principal. Once we know the principal, same principle to be applied for compound interest and we have to find the interest. We found out the compound interest also. It was a very simple question. Question number 7 says that simple interest on a certain sum of money for 4 years at 4% per annum exceeds, now this time simple interest exceeds the compound interest on the same sum for 3 years at 5% per annum by 228 rupees. Now what they meant to say that simple interest on a certain sum. So basically we are unaware about what is the sum. So principal not known, simple interest not known. What about the rate? They are saying that the rate is 4%, time is 4 years. Simple interest exceeds compound interest. Simple interest is more than compound interest by 228. These are relevant information for simple interest. For compound interest, principal is the same, which we don't know. As of now, we don't know the principal amount. But they are saying that simple interest exceeds the compound interest on the same sum for 3 years. Time over here is just 3 years. Alright. At 5% per annum, rate 5% per annum. So the question is, the simple interest on a certain sum of money for 4 years at 4% per annum exceeds the compound interest on the same sum for 3 years at 5% per annum by 228. Simple interest minus compound interest is 228. So we are unaware about what exactly is a simple interest. We don't know what is a compound interest. We don't even know that as well. So in this scenario, what we do? Very simple. What we can presume is let the principal be 1000. We begin with that. Let principal equals to rupees 1000. So what will be the simple interest? So simple interest would be P into T, time, 4, into R upon 100. That gives you how much? So rupees 160. Can we find the compound interest? Yes. Compound interest is P 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n minus 1. So if I adopt this, principal is 1000, 1 plus R, 1 plus 5 upon 100 raised to 3 minus 1. So that will give me how much? So 1000. This will be 1 side, this will be 20, 21 upon 20 cube minus 1. So if I solve this further, 1000, this will be 21 into 21, 441. 441 into 21, 441, 0, 288, 1621, 9261. 9261 upon 8000 minus 1. How to do further? So that would mean 1000 multiplied by 9261 minus 8000. That means 2261 upon 8000. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So you have to find out 2261. It's correct? 2261 minus 8000. So it will be 1, 2, not 2, 2. 1261. So 1261 upon 8. We have 1000 over here. What are we going to get? So we will get interest. Let's find out how much is the interest. So 1261 divided by 8. 1261 divided by 8. Let me do the calculation over here to proceed with the sum. 1261 divided by 8 would be my compound interest. In the meanwhile, try doing what is the calculation. Okay, so guys, we get our interest as 157.625. That is compound interest. That means, what is the difference? So difference is simple interest minus compound interest. Simple interest is 160, compound interest is 157.625. How much it will come up to? 0.375. 2. This is the difference. SI minus CI. Given that if principal is rupees 1000, SI minus CI is 2.375. But it is given to us that SI minus CI is 228. How much would be that? So same by unitary method, x into 2.375 equals to 1000 multiplied by 228. Therefore, x equals to 1000 multiplied by 228 upon 2.375. 1000 multiplied by 228 multiplied by 1000, because I am removing this decimals, 2375. Can go in 25. 25 4s are 40. 25 9s are 225. 12 5 95 590 190 and 2s are 12s are 5s are 12s are 1s are 8s are 12 8s are 96. So my dear friend, the principal amount would be rupees 96,000. Trust me guys, this question is a very simple and straightforward question. We have done several questions in the past also related to the difference in the simple interest and the compound interest. It has always been the trend that compound interest is always greater than simple interest, but only if the rate, the time period and the principal is same. In this example, rate was different, time was different, only the principal was same. It was given to us that the simple interest is more than the compound interest. It was mentioned to us that principal is unknown, whereas the time is 4 years and rate is also 4%. So taking the combination, I found out what exactly will transpire into my simple interest. Same by adopting the formula, I found out how much would be the compound interest. Then I found the difference between the two, which was 2.375, which is very, very simple. That means in both the cases, I find out how much is the simple interest or how much is the compound interest on 1000 rupees. Then I found the difference. If principal is 1000, difference is equated. This difference was given to us. So by following unitary method, we got to know what exactly is the answer. Let us move on to the next question. So we commence with question number 8. Question number 8 is one of the most simplest question in the exercise. They mentioned to us about the compound interest. They mentioned that compound interest at 5% for 2 years is given to me as 246. That means compound interest is 246, rate is 5%, time is 2 years. We have to find one unknown. Simply you place the formula. What is the formula for compound interest? CIP 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n minus 1. So if you place the values, 246 equals to P 1 plus 5 upon 100, the whole raised to 2 minus 1. 246 equals to P. Now 1s are and 20s are. 20 plus 1, 21 upon 20. The whole square minus 1. 246 is equal to P. Here you get 441 square upon 400 minus 1. Can we solve this calculation further? 246 equals to P multiplied by 441 minus 400. 441 minus 400 upon 400. What do we get? Sir, 246 equals to P multiplied by 41 upon 400. Therefore, principal would be rupees 246 multiplied by 400 upon 41. This could be 1s and 6s. So therefore your principal is rupees 6 4s are 24, 0 and 0. This is your principal. They are not asking us principal. They are asking us on the same sum. If it is deployed, what will be the simple interest? In time, 3 years. At what rate? Let us leave. They are asking us compound interest on a certain sum of money at 5% per annum for 2 years amounts to 246. Calculate the simple interest on the same sum for 3 years at 6%. 3 years at 6%. So what could be the answer? Sir, simple interest is P into T into R upon 100. Cancel. So you get, my friends, 24 multiplied by 18. 24 multiplied by 18, rupees 432. Perfect. So with this question seems to be very, very simple. Let us move on to the next question, question number 9. Now see here, my dear friend, question number 9, what it says. A certain sum of money amounts to rupees 23,400 in 3 years at 10% per annum, simple interest. So it is a question on simple interest. This is my question number 9. Here it goes. It is a case of simple interest. They are saying that a certain sum of money, so we are not aware about the principal. It amounts to rupees 23,400 in 3 years. 23,400. Time horizon 3 years. Rate 10%. Can we find the principal? Of course, sir. Simple interest is P into T into R upon 100. The simple interest is not available. Principal is also not available. Let principal be P only. P into time T into rate R upon 100. So basically my simple interest is nothing but 3P upon 10. Knowing the fact that amount is always equals to principal plus interest. What is the principal amount? Sir, principal is not given. What is the interest amount? Sir, interest is 3P upon 10. What is the amount given to you? Sir, 23,400. Can we solve this equation? Yes, sir. How? 23,400 equals to 10 into P, 10P plus 3P upon 10. This 10 comes here. 23400 into 10 equals to 13P. Therefore, P equals to 23400 into 10 upon 13. Now in 13 table, 13 8s are 18. 0, 0, 0. So basically the principal would be rupees 18,000. What is the question asked? The question asked is, a certain sum of money amounts to 23,400 in 3 years at 10% per annum simple interest. Find the amount of sum in 2 years. That means we have to find how much it will amount to in 2 years at 10% under compound interest. So my dear friend, you will simply substitute the value over here. A equals to P 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n. Principal would be 18,000. 1 plus rate would be, sir, it is given to us. Rate would be 10%, that too for 2 years. So 10 upon 100 for 2 years. It will be very, very simple to calculate this. It will come up to 180 multiplied by, you will get 0, 0 cancel into 11 into 11. So whatever answer you get, I guess 21780. 121 multiplied by 18. 8, 16, 6, 1, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 1, 8, 7, 1, 2, 2178. That's the perfect answer. So with this, my dear friend, this question numbers 8 and 9 were quite simple as compared to the previous question. Let us move on to question number 10. Question number 10 is very interesting one. My experience with question number 10 says that many students have come to me for doubts with respect to question number 10 in the past. Now, how you need to analyze question number 10 is very, very clear. There is a gentleman called Mr. Mohit, and he has taken a loan from a company. He discharged the loan by paying some amount at the end of year 1, and the other amount, the balance amount, at the end of year 2. We don't know how much is the amount that he actually borrowed from the company. Rather than analyzing that way, we could simply say that Mohit has taken two different loans. Alright, that means loan 1 and loan 2. Loan 1 he is repaying at the end of 1 year. What is the amount that he is paying? So the amount that he pays at the end of 1 year is Mohit borrowed a certain sum of money at 5% compound interest and cleared his loan by paying 12,600 at the end of year 1. So at the end of year 1 he paid 12,600. What rate? So 5%. What about the balance loan? So it is mentioned that he also cleared another loan by paying 17,640. 17,640. That is the amount he paid. This he paid at the end of 2 years. What was the rate? So 5% only. So instead of considering this as one loan, let us divide and consider that there were two separate loans. One he took for 1 year and he cleared it by paying this much amount. The other he took and cleared. What he took that we don't know. So let this be P and let this be P. But since loan and loan 2, so I am paying P1 and P2. So in short, he cleared this loan at the end of year 1 by paying 12,600, rate 5%, and principal we don't know. We can easily find this principal. Apply the formula. A equals to P. I am writing P1 for this. 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. What is A? So 12,600. P1 we don't know. 1 plus rate 5% upon 100 raised to 1. So my dear friends, 12,600 equals to P1. 0 cancel. 0, 1s and 20s are 21 upon 20. Therefore, P1 equals to 12,600 multiplied by 20 upon 21. 1s are and 6s are. 600 multiplied by 20. That is rupees 12,000. So, part of the loan, this part of the loan would be rupees 12,000. Similarly, we can work out on this also separately. How, sir? A equals to P2. 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. What is the value? Sir, 17640. P2 we don't know. 1 plus R 5 upon 100 raised to 2. 17640. P2 again 1s and 20, so 21 upon 20 squared. 17640 equals to P2 multiplied by 441 upon 400. So 17640 multiplied by 400 upon 441 is 21 into 21. That is nothing but P2. Check if it goes in 21 ka table. Okay, check if it goes in 7 ka table. We will try. We will try with 7. 7 3s are. 7 2s are 14. Carry 3. 7 5s are. Carry 1. 2s are and 0. Check if it goes again in 3. 7. 7 3s are. 7 21 4s are. Balance is 4. That would be 7 6s are. So we got one more time. 1 second, hold on. Let me do the calculation over here. P2 equals to 17640 into 400 upon 21. I am spreading it so that calculation becomes simple. 7 3s are. 7 3s are. 2s are 14, carry 3, 5s are, carry 1 and 2s are. Again 7 3s are. 7 4s, 7 3s are, 21 carry 4. So 6 are. 9 1s are, then 9 4s are. 40 40 multiply by 400. that will give you 16,000. So my dear friends, the second part of the loan, that means the principal portion, P2, was rupees 16,000. So what is the total loan borrowed? My total loan would be loan 1 plus loan 2. That means 12,000 plus 16,000. That comes up to, sir, 28,000. This is the total amount of loan. Who took it? Mohit. What is asked in the question? They have asked in the question that Mohit has taken 2 loans. They have not mentioned 2 loans. They only mentioned Mohit took a loan and he repaid at the end of 1 year. This is a repayment at the end of 2nd year. So loan which is repaid at the end of 1 year, I call it loan 1. And the one which is repaid at the end of 2nd year, I call it loan 2. So this become an independent question. Time given, amount given, rate given, find principal. Found out by applying simple formula. Same over here. Time given, amount given, rate given, principal. I can find the principal. The principal of this plus this is the total principal of loan that Mohit had taken in the beginning. One of the most important questions which teachers generally appreciate and ask in the exam. With this, a B exercise comes to an end, my dear friends.